Hello everyone, I am so happy to see you. Today's video is going to be a huge regret of mine. As you can see through the title of this video, since my awakening, I've looked back at my life and trying to fix things that I've done wrong, ask for forgiveness, say I'm sorry, forgive yourself. That's the karma thing, trying to make things right. And I just kind of wanted to voice my regret on the things that I've done as a parent and should have done. But I have to start first from my own childhood. Although I have to be really cryptic with what I'm going to say because I can get in trouble by saying specific words. So if something sounds odd, then it's meant to be cryptic, whatever. As a child from 5 until almost 12, I had one stepdad, and he did everything imaginable wrong to me. Physical, mental. I was a prisoner in my own home. My mom allowed all of this, and he did improper things to me. And my mom knew from day one, never did anything. When he threatened to unalive her, to go all the way, then she left and she stayed gone, which has always had a stab in my heart. From 12 into 17, I had a second stepdad. She met this man very quickly. I had no time to heal from my last stepdad. From this, not current, but the one I'm talking about now, I was a prisoner in my home, in my own home again. I was very, very restricted, although he didn't do improper things, but he did choke me. He was a tall guy, and something happened that really hurt me and angered me, and I had these emotions going through, and I was voicing my opinion loudly. Not to mention that the past was coming to me also that night, and he grabbed my neck, picked me up off the ground with one hand, and choked me, and then threw me on my bed. He threw me on some carnival glass that I had won at a carnival, and I took that and tried to unalive myself. I do not remember if that was my first time, because I tried many times. So with these men would scold me. My mom never did. And growing up to becoming a mother, I always knew that I was not going to be like my mom, and I was not going to put my kids in danger like that. I had my first child. I tried my best. I was a single parent. Then I had my second child 4 years later, still a single parent. She was an accident that I was not planning, and it was irresponsible. And then, surprise. And then when she was 9 months old, I met the kid's dad. And I say the kid's dad because he raised the first two, and they only know him. They had biological fathers who were not very good men. That was my past bleeding in. And after the second child's father, I removed him because he was alcoholic. But after that, I swore I would never, ever put my kids in that situation, because I started realizing I am turning out to be a mom just like my mom. Not completely. There were some things that were corrected, but I did try. And then when I met the kid's dad, I felt kind of complete in the family sense. I had 2 more children by him. I turned out to be the only the only parent. And that was a huge stress on me. So I had 2 children who were out of control. I won't say names or anything like that. I overgrounded all of them. There were times where things were pushed to me and I would scream. And as any parent can admit to, I would scream. I would like, I said no, or stop it, or ground them. One, I overspanked, and I've asked for forgiveness on that. I apologized. I did a lot of grounding, and I feel that at this point in my life, looking back, I should not have overgrounded. I should have communicated more. This is where I'm going now to becoming a better parent, or wishing that I had become a better parent, I should say. I overgrounded, I overcorrected. I should not have let their father slack off of being a parent. He was, back up. He was a parent. He was always there, always there for the kids. But when scolding or spanking or grounding, anything like that came up, he wouldn't do it. It was always me. And I don't know why that worked like that. I'm not sure. Because he was a good dad. He is a good dad. And my biggest regret is, especially with one of them, I should have calmed myself down and talked to them more. I should have just been calm, patient, and not so strict. I wish that I would have walked in the room and said, please let me know when you calm down, because we need to talk about this. This doesn't need to get out of hand. I don't want things to unfold badly. Whenever you're calm, just let me know and we'll talk. But there were times where I'd push my way in the room. They asked to be left alone. I said no. And things escalated. And that was my fault. Although children shouldn't treat their parents like that, but if they're pushed, then I don't blame them. Give them some space. They're very angry. And at least you're giving them that choice instead of grounding them. I should have just been more patient. And I think that was part of my past bleeding into my motherhood. I don't regret on certain things that I would not allow. One of my children has ADHD, and I should have done more research, but when she was a child, we didn't have a computer. I don't think we got a computer until she was like 10, and it was already done, And I don't think I really dabbled in research on a computer until way later. I think the computer became a fun thing for us to do, and that's all I got on there to do. There was MySpace, there was a Yahoo Messenger, and I made friends, and that's all I did. And my kids played games on it, and that's all they did. And it was very hard for me to go to work when the kids were young because it cost a lot of money to put them in daycare. My oldest and second born daughter had a very bad experience with a babysitter, and that scared me. I thought I could trust this person, and turns out I couldn't. And I don't know what happened, but whatever did happen, it was bad. And that traumatized me, and it haunts me all the time. I do say to myself, I didn't know. I need to let it go. I need to forgive myself because I had no idea. But being a mom and being who I am now, I'm like, I should have checked more. I should have asked around about this woman, because after we had that circumstance, we were hearing about this woman doing things or not doing things. So I didn't work quite a bit. I was a stay-at-home mom because it cost more to put them in daycare. And I think that I should have just looked for a high-paying position and worked and tried to pay for daycare and have extra money, because we scraped with just the dad working. We scraped. They did without. They rarely went to the movies. They rarely went out with their friends. We couldn't afford it. And that is one of my main tremendous guilts, is that I can't fix it now. It's a little too late, but I'm trying to heal that in me. And you're probably thinking, why do you need to heal that? It's just not letting them go to the movies. Well, that hurts me because I never did anything as a kid. I know how it feels. So you want your children to do any and everything that they can. I tried my best at being a mom and providing and educating and so on and so forth. That affecting me, I really have to heal. It still bothers me today because I stop and look at my friends, my kids asking or telling me their friends were going bowling, can they go? And I always had to say, we can't afford it. My kids grew up knowing this. We would go through Walmart or something and they would ask for a candy bar. And I would say, we can't afford it. They wouldn't ask a second time. They put the candy bar up and they were okay with it because they grew up like that. And yes, they did have sweets. Don't get me wrong. They had their sweets. They didn't like do without completely. But looking back, that bothered me. Why couldn't they have that candy bar? I'm pretty sure we could afford it. It was only 4 kids, $4, you know. I don't know. But I look back at being a parent and all I could think of is I should have done better. I should have handled things differently. I thought that I was a good parent because I was not like my mother. And I thought that made me better, and it did not. I wish that my kids and I were on a better foot with each other. An issue that I have now is sometimes the older two will tell me, I remember when you did this and this and this, and it would shock me. It would totally floor me, as in, I don't remember it, and then it was bad. And it all was verbal, but I just couldn't believe that. And I asked for forgiveness and tell them that I'm sorry. I don't remember that, but I'm not saying it did not happen with my memory. And I apologized. I am sorry for doing that. I should not have done that. And just because I don't remember doesn't mean it's okay. And it hurts me when they bring things up. I will say that I see my older 2 kids often, and if one says something, the other one backs it up, or if one says something, the other one has something else to add. And it's very hard to keep eye contact when that happens because I'm guilty, and when somebody's guilty, they have a very hard time of looking somebody else in the eye, especially one that was hurt or victimized. But mine also is shame. And so when they both come at me, they have every right to. I will never deny them that right. I will ask questions about it. And I will say, either I remember it or I don't. But if I don't, it doesn't make it right. But I always apologize. And I literally tell them, I'm sorry. I wish I was a better mother. I wasn't very good. But I thought I knew that I was doing the best I was. I don't know if that came out right, but I hope you understand. I tried, but I tried wrong, and I'm sorry. I hope you forgive me. I don't want you to say right now that you do. You need to take your time and heal and know that you forgive me then when you're ready. But don't say you forgive me because you feel bad for me and you're just going to toss that word out there. So when they bring something up, I always allow it. But I always tell them, don't tell me that you forgive me right now, because that's not the way it works. And I tell them how to do it. Now that I know who I am and the things I've been through with my kids and my life, I am a better parent now than I was then. And I keep saying it's too late, but it's not. You're always a mom until the day you cross over, or when they cross over. And It's never too late to say, I'm sorry. It's never too late to become a better parent. I do feel that my 2 older kids are affected. I could tell that I've hurt them. There was no abuse, but I could tell that I hurt them. And I will always be sorry. And even though I'm trying to heal that part of me, because it does hurt, it's tremendous guilt and hurt and pain, and so I'm working on it. And I just try now to be a better parent to adult children. I try to go see the movies with them. I try to take them out to eat. I try to go walking with them. I try to do a lot of things. Although my hips prevent me now, and my mental health right now, because of what I'm going through, it still won't stop me, because now I know what the heck I'm doing. Yeah, I'm trying to heal in every single way imaginable. And I'll never stop telling my kids I'm sorry. I will never stop trying to be a better mom. Every single day, I hope that I improve until I cross over, or they do. It's never too late. And I feel that if you've done things wrong to your children, I hope that if you mean it, of course, step forward and say, I realize I have done this and this and this, and I am so sorry. I will try harder from this day forward, and mean it. And tell them, don't say you forgive me now. Take your time, heal, and then let me know when you're ready. They don't even have to let you know, because their soul communicates with your soul, and the souls let each other know, hey, what's going on? But I will correct that, because souls won't let each other know. My soul will know when my kid's soul knows that they're sorry and they forgive me. That it's really confusing. I know, I'm sorry. But as I mentioned in other videos, my soul knows everything about you. I don't. My earth self does not. But my soul can sit here and tell me every detail, every aspect of your life. I think that's pretty amazing. I slowly mentioned to my children about me being a starseed, the things that I see, hear, do. My oldest 2 know I'm a medium. But you could kind of tell they're uncomfortable with it. I feel like they think, maybe I'm losing my marbles. I never really talked about it when they were kids, because I thought everybody did that. I thought everybody saw souls. I know I did talk about certain aspects with them around, and that was one house made me crazy, and what was going on was there was a negative entity riding my ass because of who I am. And then I didn't know I was a starseed. I just knew I felt, seen, heard ghosts. And this one, I can't even go there with that. It's a whole nother story. But anyway, so this video is meant for you and me. I want the best life for you and your children. And I feel that you can never, this is per my memory, I'm sorry. It's never too late to fix your mistakes. And don't stop. If you made one mistake, then say, I'm sorry, forgive me, and leave it at that. But if they keep bringing it up, means they're still hurting. Keep saying it and mean it. And then tell them, if they keep repeating it, say, I can tell that this is hurting you pretty bad because you bring it up quite often. Would you like to go to counseling, or would you like to sit down right now and tell me your feelings and how you feel about the circumstances? What can I do to help you? Because I can see that it bothers you, and it's my duty as a parent and as the person who did it to you to make things right and make you feel better. That is the best parenting you can do. I think I've said everything that I wanted to say. I hope you guys are doing well. I love you. I love you tremendously. And I'm going to end it here. I'm going to send each and every one of you love, light, and peace. Bye.